What's going on, guys? Matt Weik, Weik Fitness. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Today's topic is going to be short and sweet. And rather than telling you what the topic is, I'm just going to show you. This is a cookie. A damn good cookie. Now, a lot of you might be saying, Matt, why are you eating a cookie? That's not on people's diet who care about their health and their fitness. Okay, for starters, this cookie, which I apologize, if you're listening to this via podcast, you don't get to see this glorious cookie. But the cookie is a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. My wife makes it. It's made with pumpkin. It's healthy. Yes, it does have some chocolate chips in it. Am I worried about it? Absolutely not. Now, even if this wasn't a so-called healthy cookie, I would still eat it. If it was a chocolate chip cookie, if you set warm chocolate chip cookies in front of me, I'm going to eat them. I don't care. Because here's why. All the diets that are out there today, all of them are saying, eliminate carbohydrates, eliminate fats, eliminate this, don't eat that. The reason why so many diets fail these days is because it's trying to change your lifestyle. Look, we as Americans have absolutely no issue fulfilling our carbohydrate and fat intake for the day. Protein tends to be where most people are falling behind and where there's a gap nutritionally. And that's why I personally recommend that people utilize things like protein powders to make sure that they're getting enough protein, especially if you're working out and you're trying to put on quality lean muscle mass. Now, that being said, what is a common thing that you hear when people are dieting or they're trying to lose weight? Generally, it's, I can't eat that. But why is that? I saw something this morning, and it kind of tipped me over the edge of what I was going to talk about today. Because if you know me, I'm all willy-nilly. I don't come prepared for this podcast, the Fit Business Podcast. Literally, I'm sitting there, I turn the mic on, and I just kind of go. So me having this cookie was kind of sparked by something that I saw this morning on social media. And basically, it talked about, will this product make me fat? It was a question that was directed in a forum or Quora rather. And, it said, will this food make me fat if my goal is weight loss? And you had all of these responses of people saying, you shouldn't be eating that. It's not going to be beneficial, nutritionally, which obviously it's not. But from a psychological standpoint, I don't see anything wrong with it. Nor do I see it being detrimental to your weight loss success. And let me explain why. Because some of you will look at a cookie like this, and it looks delicious, and I will finish this as soon as I turn off the mic, just so you don't see me munching and chomping on it and getting crumbs everywhere like a maniac. But eating a cookie is not going to make you fat. I get people asking me all the time. For those of you who are just tuning in who really don't know much about me, I'm a sports nutritionist. I work with a lot of athletes from the high school all the way up to the professional level. And basically, I get asked a lot, like, hey, can I eat this? Is it part of my diet? Will it make me fat? I'm trying to lose weight. I got to get leaner. No one food, when consumed in moderation, is going to make you fat, okay? When I worked for Metrex, I got a lot of questions about the protein bars. Is this protein bar going to make me fat? No. What's going to make you fat is what you're eating throughout the entire day, okay? If you start your day with a protein bar, or hell, this cookie, it's not going to make you fat. The whole reason why is because you want to work your nutrition around those types of things. Now, I'm not saying eat multiple cookies a day or have cookies every single day, But this goes along with things like pizza and ice cream. And so many people fail diets because, let's say you have kids. Your kids probably like eating ice cream and pizza. Heck, I like eating ice cream and pizza. If you invite me to an ice cream and pizza party, you know damn well I'm going to be there. I love those. But here's the thing. When eaten in moderation, it's not going to make you fat. If you're tracking your macros and you know that, hey, I have 500 calories left, this is how many grams of carbohydrates and fats and protein I have left to meet my requirements for the day, if that cookie or that, bowl of ice cream or that slice of pizza fits in those macros, who cares? The whole thing with nutrition is it's a numbers game. If your maintenance is 2,000 calories and you eat 1,750 calories on a daily basis for 7 days, you're going to end up losing weight at the end of the week because you're in a caloric deficit, okay? If you're eating more than those 2,000 calories, which is your maintenance, you're going to be in a caloric surplus, which is going to have you gaining weight. Obviously, if you're trying to put on muscle, yes, you're going to have to be in a surplus in order to do that. If you're in a deficit, you're not going to get enough calories in to really increase your lean muscle mass. So stop looking at individual items as not being something that fits your diet. Taking a few steps back, going to, what I kind of started with, being that most diets today don't work and most people fail because they don't fit their lifestyle. Listen, I don't know many people who can say that it's fun or that they're willing to go the rest of their life without carbohydrates. Now, I get it, these low carb, no carb, keto diets and whatnot. Yes, there are carbohydrates, generally, green leafy vegetables and stuff like that, which they say don't count as carbs. But the whole basis for what I'm saying is it's very difficult for somebody who's lived their entire life consuming all three macronutrients, so protein, carbohydrates, and fats, to eliminate one of them. If you have a sweet tooth, good luck getting rid of carbs because you're going to want sugary types of foods, whether it's candy or chocolate or pastries, sweets, ice cream, whatever the case may be. Now, granted, if you're craving something sweet, generally your body is either saying, I'm thirsty, or it's craving fats. It's not really craving sugar. You don't need sugar to live off of. You definitely need fat. Carbohydrates, you can toss it in there saying that your body really doesn't need carbohydrates. It doesn't serve a purpose other than being a fuel source, assuming that, you're exercising, you're extremely active, and, you're replacing the glycogen levels. Most will argue that fat is more important because it deals with a lot of things from, balancing hormones and fueling the brain, lubricating the joints and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, I don't want you to look at diets, and I even hate that word because it just has that negative connotation with it because so many people fail using diets. I look at it as lifestyle or your nutrition because ultimately it's what you eat. I think of a diet as something that's telling you what you can't eat, and that's what I'm trying to get through here. I'm not telling you that you can't eat certain things. I want you to eat those certain things. Because if you go an entire week and you're on let's just say you're doing a keto diet, and you're used to eating pizza and ice cream and pieces of chocolate and whatever, cinnamon buns, sticky buns, donuts. Got part of that cookie stuck in my throat. I guess they are bad for you. They can kill you. But if you're used to eating those types of things, it's going to be very difficult to just flip the switch and say, I'm not going to eat those anymore. Maybe you'll last a week, maybe you'll last 2, 3, maybe you'll last a month. But there's going to come a time where you're tested. And the minute that you're tested and you give in, it's going to be very hard to go back because you're going to enjoy eating those foods once again. Maybe it brings back an emotional response, It could just be something as simple as you miss ice cream nights with your kids. So, what I want you to take away from this podcast is stop looking at things as you can't eat them. Work them into your nutrition. Work them into your lifestyle. Because if you're completely changing your lifestyle and you're changing who you are, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but again, I'm going back to look at the statistics of how many people fail at dieting because it's just hard to stay on a diet when it doesn't match what your interests are. Ice cream and pizza, who's going to say that those things aren't good from a taste standpoint, mind you? So look at the things that you're eating. Stop doing these idiotic yo-yo diets and cutting out entire macronutrients. I'm not going to eat carbs. I'm not going to eat fats. I'm, moderate or high protein. We're overcomplicating weight loss these days, okay? I can eat this cookie every single day, okay? And I'm not going to get fat because my lifestyle surrounding this cookie allows me to eat it, okay? I watch what I eat. I know how many calories I'm taking in, even though I don't necessarily track them every day. I know the ballpark, but if you don't even know the ballpark of where you're at, I highly recommend that you go and you start tracking your calories and your macros. Use something like MyFitnessPal, download it on your iPhone or your Android, and really get to have a healthy relationship with food, that you understand portions and what correct portions look like and the size of certain items that you're putting on your plate, maybe how to break down your plate, half of it being vegetables, split the other half into two other halves, so you have 2/4 of your plate, one being healthy protein source, one being fats, or some type of food that isn't supposed to be on a healthy diet, but it's in such a small amount, and just run with it. So many people have this negative relationship, this bad relationship with food because they're constantly told what they can and can't eat. And again, if it doesn't fit your lifestyle, you're not going to continue with it. So figure out how you can work these items that you love into your nutrition. It's that simple. Again, we're overcomplicating things by saying what you can't eat, which ultimately makes it hard for you because when you're told no, you can't do something, you want it more. Or you start craving something because you try to eliminate it when it's something, maybe it's your favorite food. Maybe you love pizza. Maybe you love spaghetti. It's the pasta, the starches. Maybe, you're Italian and it's in your blood. You were raised eating spaghetti, every week, multiple times a week, whatever the case may be. Don't change who you are or what you like. Just rearrange it to fit your lifestyle and your nutrients, what you need on a daily basis. And that's as simple and as hard as it gets. So with that being said, I want to end this because that cookie keeps staring at me. And I'm going to eat it without regret because I know it's going to fit into my macros. I know that it's going to subside all of my cravings that I'm going to have for the day because I'm not depriving myself. And that's the same mentality that I think you should do as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. At Weik Fitness on all social media. If you ever have any questions, you want, my input, my thoughts on something, let me know. WeikFitness.com, tons of free content over on the website. I would love to have you check it out. There's a blog, there's articles, all of these podcasts are on there. All of the Fit Business podcasts that I do with Jimmy Mentis are also on there. There's interviews, just a whole bunch of free stuff for you to take advantage of. I'd love to have you go check it out. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for your attention. I know you can be doing and watching anything that you would want right now, but I appreciate you guys being here. So I hope to catch you on the next episode. Have a fantastic week.